Since making the video about Kingsthorne County Primary School, as it was then, Hunts Cross Primary School as it is now, quite a few people got in touch in various ways, and there's quite a bit of information about the general area that I didn't know at the time, so didn't include in the video obviously. So I thought, seeing it's a nice day and it's only around about 95 degrees again, or 30 degrees C, I thought I'd take a walk around the area and go through some of the changes that have been made over the years, and some very interesting information and some little facts that I'd forgot. Some people obviously have a better memory than I do. I think they should be doing this and I should just be putting comments on. Anyway, we're in Kingsthorne Road, and we're going to revisit Kingsthorne County Primary School and the general area of Hunts Cross. This is Hunts Cross Primary School as it is today in August 2022. When I came here in the 1960s, it was called Kingsthorne County Primary School. I did a video roughly a year ago now about this school and the Hunts Cross area, and someone recently wrote that they went to this school in 2008 to 2015 and they enjoyed seeing how the school used to be. I did the opposite. I knew what it looked like back in the 60s, and I was interested to see what the school looks like today. This used to be the juniors playground, and today it looks like it's set out for sports. This used to be our sports field. We used to play football on here, cricket and athletics in the summer. A comment was left on the original Hunts Cross video by an Irene Johnson, and she went to Kingsthorne School from 1945 to 1951, and she wrote that these houses weren't there until 1948. Now, I attended Kingsthorne School for 6 years in the 1960s, and I've been back a couple of times to photograph the building and to make a couple of videos about the area, but I've never actually walked through this housing estate, and it stretches quite a way. It actually faces onto Hillfoot Avenue, where we're headed now. These are the houses that are at the junction of Higher Road in front of me, Hillfoot Avenue behind me, and Mackett's Lane to our left. This is what the same corner looked like prior to the houses being built. In the 1940s, the shop on the left was an electrical repair shop, the centre shop was a grocer's, and the shop on the right was a sub-post office. You can see here that by the 1960s it's been taken over by Tushingham. They had a shop in Garston, one here and one at the end of Hunts Cross Avenue, which I mentioned in a recent video. Tushingham's daughter, Rita Tushingham, was a famous Liverpool actress. I think this shop in recent times was a glazer's. I think it was Woolton Glass. I seem to remember it being that. This is Hillfoot Avenue, and this is the housing estate which we walked through earlier, and according to Irene, they weren't built until 1948. Kingsthorne School was built in 1939, so for almost 10 years the school would have been visible from this vantage point. I think in the 1940s this was a sports field, and during the war it was requisitioned as a storage area. So back in the 1940s, when these houses were built, Higher Road, which is now behind us, was a single track road as it is today, and Hillfoot Avenue, which we're walking along now, was a dual carriageway as it is today. So that part of the landscape hasn't changed at all. I'm not sure when the houses on the right hand side were built. I think they may be a little bit more recent. I think there was a dairy on the right hand side of the road at the crossroads of Mackett's Lane, or the junction of Mackett's Lane rather. So we're going to walk down Hillfoot Avenue to its junction with Woodend Avenue, which heads off towards Speke, and Speke Road, which heads off towards Woolton. Now, ever since I can remember, and coming here in the 1960s, this has always been a crossroads with traffic lights. I believe back in the 1940s it was a roundabout called a circle. This building is the NatWest Bank, and back in the 1960s and for a while after, Bargain World used to be Williams and Glynn's Bank. On the opposite corner there was a Lloyd's Bank as well, I think. And in the shopping precinct here, which is pretty busy today, this building right in the corner in front of us used to be the Trustee Savings Bank, the TSB. My wife's first job was working here. This used to be Barclays Bank, and working in a bank back then used to be quite a prestigious job. As you can see, it's for sale or to let, because Barclays have very recently moved out. But back in the day, Barclays used to be further down Woodend Avenue towards where the old Roots factory used to be. And this building was Martin's Bank until Barclays bought them out. Now we're back at the bottom of Kingsthorne Road. I'm going to take a walk along Woodend Avenue. This is the direction Barclays used to be in. But if you noticed in the footage I took of Kingsthorne School at the beginning of the video, there were some houses behind it, and they never used to be there when I was attending the school. It used to be just a stream, and these look pretty new to me. This is a new housing estate called Kingston Park. Quite splendid those, aren't they? I want one. So I'm going to take a walk down this road. Never ever been down here before. When I came to Kingsthorne in the 1960s, there was a strange smell of chemicals. I always thought it came from the stream that ran behind the school. A weird concoction and a smell that I can't describe, but I can still smell it today. That has now gone. So whatever chemical company was making that particular odour has long gone. But these are very nice houses. And at the top of the road here is a small park, and that's where I'm headed to at the moment. I'll have a quick look. Going back to what I was talking about banks earlier on, Barclays, Lloyds, NatWest, Williams and Glyn's and TSB all had a presence there in a very short area, very small area. These days banks don't want people going into their premises, they prefer to do it online, and unfortunately that's the way things have moved. There's only NatWest left now. So although these houses cover quite an area, up to now there's only 52 of them. They seem to be well spaced out just on one side of the road here. But I think as we get further up they stretch out, and there's a pathway which leads along part of the park, which I think would be pretty close to the old playing fields that we used back in the 60s at Kingsthorne School. And this is the last little road, I think, last little close maybe, before we head to the entrance of the park. Pretty quiet today, considering it's 95 or so degrees. Maybe people don't come out when it's too hot. And this is the entrance here. I'm not going to do a great deal more. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what this pathway in this park look like. Pretty much deserted. But on the left hand side would be Kingsthorne School. It's quite a distance, it's not, we're not backing onto it here at all, but Kingsthorne School is over to the left. While it's been around about 95 degrees, although it feels a little bit more than that to be honest, I'm slowly baking here. I can hear myself sizzle. Anyway, although it's 95 degrees-ish, it has been quite breezy at times, so if there's any wind noise on the video, my apologies for that. I haven't walked around with the mic on my polo shirt. I've had it in my hand and I've tried to shield it from the wind, but I can't tell from playing this back. I'd have to get home, so any wind noise, my apologies. Okay, so that's me done. I think we'll come back and video this little piece of greenery, this little park, another time. Maybe come back in the autumn when the trees are starting to turn orange, and get some footage of the park here. But for today, that's me done. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up soon.